Hello everybody, so it's a bit weird seeing me on the screen as I'm not either shooting a gun or getting shot. However, I thought today I'll bring you a tutorial on how to do some of the effects from a Klaypex video, Lights. I'm going to do a few of these hopefully, but one that I'm focusing on today, I have muted the audio of the video because I don't want any copyright infringement, is this one here, where the black fire is lighting above the candle. There, you see it's motion tracked, and then around here, there we go, we have a blue flame as well. Now these blue flames don't need to be motion tracked because the camera is at still. However, at some points you may not even need to motion track it, you just need to drag it along. But I'll show you how to do that. So first you're going to want to go ahead and open up After Effects. That's what I'm going to be using for this tutorial. Ooh. I've already got some quick footage for the motion tracking of the black flame, so I came prepared. I just haven't opened up the stock footage yet, so let me do that now. If I go to computer, Apple iPod, continue trial. Alright, so we're going to make a new composition. And in fact we don't even need to do a new composition just yet. Just leave everything blank, that's all you need. Right, so this is my footage here. If I just drop that into the Klaypex tutorial folder, I then open it up and here's my stock footage. If I just drag that into After Effects. Alright, so now if I go ahead and drag that down to here, you'll see that there's 3 icons down here, and the third one to the right creates a new composition for the video. Now I'm just going to go ahead and drag along until it gets a little brighter. That's a bit too bright. I was trying to adjust it on the iPod because this is filmed at night, so the iPod quality is terrible, but there seems good. So I'll just use that for my stock footage. It's about 5 seconds long. Alright, so if we just play that out, and my After Effects has suddenly frozen unfortunately. Anything can happen when you do a live tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and pause it here until it's fixed. Oh, no, I don't need to pause it. So yeah, you can see that I added in purpose camera shakes. However, you're going to want to avoid shaking your camera as much because you may have to stabilize the motion. But that's basically what I did. As you can see, it started auto adjusting and got darker, so I stopped the recording. So for this tutorial, you're going to need to have the Action Essentials pack. You can either pay for it, I don't know how much it is, or you can, it's quite a bit I think, or you can just download it off some other site. I'm sure there's other sites where you can get it off. I don't really care how you get it. As long as you have it, you can participate in the tutorial. So you're going to want to go into the Action Essentials pack. This is Action Essentials 2, and you're going to want to find the Fire folder. There it is. Now, as you can see in the video, I don't know whereabouts it is. Oh, this is useful. Yeah, here. It looks as if it's a torch flame. As you can see, there's a sort of ovaled out area in the video. So it's as if it's trying to act like a torch. So if we look down here, there's some torches. Now you're going to want to find the type of torch that you want. Any of them should be good to suit your situation. You see here, this one is perfect for what I need to be doing. So just go ahead and drag that into your project, and here it is. Just drag that on top of, just drag that on top of your footage. So here you have your flame. It should automatically be keyed out. If it isn't, then you can just it's around here. You have to go to Effects, and I don't know which level it is, but I'm sure you can find a tutorial online. but you just apply an effect which gets rid of all the black, but it should be keyed out already, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Now if I just go ahead and drag that over my speaker, that's what I got. That looks pretty good already. If you hold down the middle mouse button and drag, you can drag along the composition. Now I want all the flame to fit into the scene, so if I'm just going to extend it a little bit, and that seems pretty good. And now you can see how badly motion tracked the video actually gets. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing a motion track. Now what you need to do is you need to right click in this pane, or you could go to composition. Nope, you need to go to layer, new, but this is easier. You could just go to new and insert a null object. Now this object basically isn't defined for what it is, so it's not meant to be anything yet. So what we can do here is we click back on your footage, you right click and go to track motion. Now you'll see that there's this tracking point. Just wait for your black cursor with the horizontal and vertical arrows, and you can drag the selection point. Now it's good to do it with an area with high contrast. As you can see, there's not much white in this scene, so I'm just going to make a big box here just to get the tracking data. Anything between that, it will search for that. So say you have like lots of white, and then there's a high contrast area, it will look for that contrast area to try not to skip. But if you can, then you can just drag in the point after it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the edit target and make sure it's parented to the null one object, and then just go ahead and click analyze forward. Alright, so it's frozen again. However, it is slowly doing it, working through a bunch of mumbo jumbo stuff, just working through all the motion and trying to get all the data that's needed for the motion tracking. As you can see, it's doing it right now. It's a little laggy because I'm recording, however my 8 GB of RAM should be able to cope with this tutorial. Alright, so it's nearly done tracking the motion, and there we go. So as you can see, now it's come up with a lot of points. Now you just go ahead and hit apply. Okay, so now you could just hit that arrow there which says motion tracks, and it should be able to close all the data which you don't need to mess about with. Alright, so now you have your null one. If you look on here, it should now stick to the scene, which is what you want. So now what you're going to do is, with your torch windy, go back to the first frame, you're going to see this little whirlpool effect here. You're just going to want to drag it over to null one, and that parents it. You can do that as well, but if you have a lot of files, you'll have to scroll through a lot, so just doing that, bang, is easy. So now you can still see that there's this red box, and that's the null object. You just need to see this little eye down here next to the null object. You just hit that, and it won't be visible throughout the scene. So now if you play, you can see that it's as if my speaker system is on fire. It dragged down a little bit there. However, because this is a tutorial, I shouldn't worry about it too much. Obviously I'm using the iPod 4, so the amount of frames it can record up to, and the like, you can't change the shutter settings, so you can't have a really fast shutter, so it captures the imagery really fast. A lot of it blurs out. But that's not what this tutorial is all about. It's all about creating the backfire. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to right click on the torch, go to effect, and then tint. And as you can see, it's now white, so that's how you can do the white flames. However, there's no environmental interaction, which I'll get to later. But you see here map 2, this is what you change the color to on the flame. So you can have different color flames and make it look really insane. However, we're having a black flame, and as you can see here, it looks almost identical to the one in the video here, except for there's a little bit of blue in there, so that's what I'm going to add, a really dark blue down here. That's about that's bit too blue. It's just a few blue highlights. That'll be good. Okay, so now you can see that there's a nice black flame. In fact, I don't think it's the fire moving down, it's just the fire sweeping down there, which can easily be fixed with a little mask with a feather. Or we can just drag it along, like so, and there you go, it doesn't ruin the footage. So now, since you can see that the speaker system is in the background to the monitor, having the fire appear in front of the monitor can be a little bit of a problem. So here is how we are going to fix it. All you need to do is duplicate by clicking on your footage and then clicking Ctrl D. That now duplicates the layer. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing the basic roto brushing. Now if you go up here, you should see a little puppet pin and then an eraser. There should be a man with a brush. Now if you click that, you'd be able to start roto brushing your footage. Now if you double click on your footage, if it didn't already put it into a separate layer, it should come up with this screen. Now we can actually, since this is the footage that you want, say you want the monitor to the flame to be behind, you're going to want to be roto brushing the layer that's on top of the other layer in the stock footage. So here we can delete the motion tracks. You might have to extend it and delete the tracker one by doing so. So now you've got rid of those annoying points, and it's a lot more easier to see and move around with. So all you need to do is select what you want to be rotoed out. Now because my footage is a little bit dark, it's going to be a little hard, and it might not identify some points which needs to be rotoed out. Oh, wonderful, getting a text. But you see here, it's got a basic outline, and it's an easier way of masking out. So say we do that. Actually wait, it's easier to roto brush at the start. In fact, you have to do it at the start of the footage. So that's one mistake I just did there. But no problem, roto brushing is a very easy thing to do. Now you can see it's got the basic roto brush done. However, if we play that, the fire will not look very natural because it will stop there and everything, so it won't look as natural. So what you can do is you can hold down the Alt key and basically select the areas you don't want to be rotoed out, you see there? So you can define your areas a lot more easier by holding down Alt. So you can see here, get that bit there done, and it's about done, which is good. Up here we've got some green. That bit shouldn't be too noticeable, but there we go, we've got a basic rotoed out area now. Now if we go ahead and go along, it should automatically detect the roto. Alright, so here if we use this, we can go to frame by frame. As you can see, it's now skipped to that's why it's always good to check your footage before. Just go ahead and rotate that out. It's that simple. Now we go forward a few more frames just to check it. It's done it again. It's probably leading on from the previous roto that I did. That's why it's always good to start at the start of your footage. So just keep doing that. You shouldn't have to do it this many times, don't worry. Roto brushing is a very simple tool to use, and it's a lot more easier than individually masking it out. Alright, so once I've finished roto brushing this all out, I'll get back to you. Alright then, so we now have a really basic rotoed out area. That's how basic it was. So I actually duplicated the layer again because of the roto brush I did previous there. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you roto brush at the start of the clip. So you can see I made it really basic just for tutorial processes. So here, now if we drag the rotoed footage above everything else, it will now look quite realistic if we just drag that there. And then hit space, you can see it's now behind the monitor. However, it cuts out up there because of how basic the rotoed out area was. However, if you are doing this for a more professional standard of video, I would definitely recommend spending a lot more time on your roto brushing. And I think you should be able to, sorry for the whistle there, if you go into effects, roto brush, you should be able to, define how big the feather is for the layer. Edge detection, I'm not sure, I haven't used the edge detection yet, because I always either haven't used roto brushing for any of my projects, or I haven't used it, or I haven't used it this much. But yeah, it seems as if favor current edges seem to get a lot more of that bad roto brushed area out. But you can see it's still quite sharp there. I'm not entirely sure if we can add in a feather here. It would be quite useful if I knew how to do this before. There we go, yeah. So you can have a feather in, and how smooth it is. You see, you can adjust how smooth it is. You can see that gets rid of the sharp edge problem there. And now if we play through the footage, it seems a lot more realistic there. So if I stop it apart, there you go. See, that is because we feathered it all out. If we just Control Z, oh, you can see how sharp the road, and you can see how easy it is to get rid of those lines. All you need to do, just to go through it again, just make sure favor current edges is on, and then go on to matte, and then bring the feather up a bit, and then adjust the smooth until it's smooth. And there you go, that's a lot more realistic. So that's basically how to make the black fire effect. I'm surprised that this tutorial went on for so long, but I basically explained, I gave you a few tutorials in one. I gave you motion tracking, I gave you roto brushing, all in one tutorial. So hopefully in the next tutorials I shouldn't have to teach you that. I'll just refer back, I'll tell you to come back to my learning the basics black fire. And just remember, you can always change the tint of the fire, so you can have a white fire as well, which is always nice to have. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll include this video at the end so you can see the final product. Sorry. And I apologise for any background noise that you heard. I know that you have heard a lot of it, and it's probably driven you crazy. However, my Turtle Beach mic has messed up somehow along the way. I really need to get a new one. However, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial anyway. I hope to do more of these as, I don't know, I guess, as I get more inspiration from other videos. If you have a request for a effect, just go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll be happy to analyse the video as best I can to provide the effect for you. Anyway, until next time guys, I'd like to say goodbye, and a new vlog will be up on my channel hopefully soon, because I just found a massive spider and I want to shoot it with my airsoft gun. So yeah, until next time, see you later.